Throughout history, popular music has always been viewed as having a negative effect on its audience, particularly impressionable children and adolescents, from the early days of rock and roll to the golden age of hip-hop to the boundary-pushing chart hits of the 21st century. Find out what jaw-dropping stories rock the world of music. Here are 10 times when musicians faced accusations of devil worship. You won't want to miss it. After the release of Prince's Purple Rain album in the 1980s, which included the song Darling Nikki, which contained overt sexual references, suspicions about music's potentially detrimental effects on society reached a fever pitch, according to Popular Music. As a result, offended parents formed the Parents Music Resource Center, a lobbying group that searched for ways to censor music with lyrics they deemed filthy. They developed what they called the Filthy 15, a compilation of songs they found particularly offensive. Darling Nikki was ranked high, as were other songs deemed to be sexual, violent, promoting alcohol and drug use, and, perhaps surprisingly, two that they assumed promoted occult practices. They were, however, not outliers. In reality, the Filthy 15 occurred during the Satanic Panic when many people became convinced that devil worship had become an underground activity. Over the years, countless artists have been accused of being in league with the devil. Here are just a few of them. Number 10. Sammy Davis Jr. All right, let's kick off our list with a name you might not expect, Sammy Davis Jr. The suave crooner known for his smooth voice and elegant charm found himself entangled in accusations of devil worship. Stories about his alleged involvement with the Church of Satan have circulated for years, leaving many surprised. It's said that Davis Jr. was introduced to this unconventional belief system by none other than Anton LaVey, the founder of the Church of Satan. It was a short-lived interest, Davis Jr. later wrote, but I still have many friends in the Church of Satan. But wait, there's more to this story. In a rather unexpected twist, comedian Eddie Murphy shared a story that left us all scratching our heads. Murphy recounted an encounter with Davis Jr. He starts out by saying Sammy's mother was doing cocaine. Sammy was like this with that cocaine mouth, then drops the bomb of all bombs, saying, Sammy told me he worshiped the devil. We were in Dan Tanner's, and Sammy was like, Satan is as powerful as God. Then he saw my reaction to it, so he sort of lightened up on it. While Murphy's account seems like a joke, it sparked an online frenzy when people started digging deeper. According to a 2016 article by the San Francisco Gate, Sammy Davis Jr. was supposedly introduced to the Church of Satan at an outrageous-sounding event described as Dungeons and Dragons and Debauchery. The Rat Pack member took his fascination with the occult to the small screen by attempting to develop a TV pilot called Poor Devil. Adding to the intrigue, the Church of Satan apparently bestowed upon Sammy the title of Warlock II, a designation that's raised a few eyebrows. And if you think that's wild, buckle up, because things take an even more provocative turn. A 2008 article on Vice claimed that Davis Jr. was allegedly involved in satanic orgies, where participants donned hoods and gathered for unholy rituals. Reports even suggest a scene straight out of a horror movie, a naked woman chained spread eagle on a red velvet-covered altar at the center of the gathering. Davis Jr. is quoted as nonchalantly describing the scene, stating, "The chick was happy," he wrote, and wasn't really going to get anything sharper than a dildo stuck in her. Whether these allegations were fueled by sensationalism or contained a grain of truth, Sammy Davis Jr.'s story certainly takes an unexpected twist. It's a chapter of music history that leaves us intrigued and questioning what really went on behind the scenes. And speaking of intriguing stories, remember to catch the latest season of Comedians in Cars Getting Coffee on Netflix, where Eddie Murphy drops more gems about his encounters with some truly unforgettable personalities. Are you fascinated by Sammy Davis Jr.'s journey into the world of the occult? Hit that like button if you're ready to uncover more secrets from music history. Now, let's move on to the next artist on our list who stirred up quite the controversy. Number 9. Lady Gaga. You might know her as the powerhouse behind hits like Poker Face and her stunning performance in A Star Is Born. But did you know that beneath her polished veneer, Gaga's journey through the music industry has been marked by whispers of the occult? Lady Gaga, born Stephanie Germanato, burst onto the music scene as one of the most risque performers of her time. Known for her eccentric style, she cultivated a freak art image that had everyone talking. From her meat dress at the MTV Video Music Awards in 2010 to her provocative lyrics and poker face, she was undoubtedly one of the strangest pop stars out there. In 2012, rumors began to circulate that Lady Gaga's eccentricities had deeper, more sinister roots: Satanism. According to reports by NME, whispers spread like wildfire while Gaga was on tour in the UK. The sensational claim was that during her stay at London's Intercontinental Hotel, she left behind disturbing evidence of satanic rituals, specifically a bath full of blood. The story originally surfaced on a website called Truthquake, with an anonymous hotel worker alleging that Lady Gaga had indeed left behind large amounts of blood in her suite. The incident was supposedly reported to the hotel's concierge, who, as the story goes, was instructed to simply ignore it. But before we dive further into this tale, it's important to note that no concrete evidence of Lady Gaga's alleged occult involvement was ever presented. Her team swiftly and adamantly refuted these shocking accusations, and the story ultimately went no further. So, was Lady Gaga truly dabbling in the occult? Or was this just another sensational rumor that became larger than life? The world of pop culture always keeps us guessing. Stay tuned for more tales of musical intrigue. Number 8. Ozzy Osbourne. A career spanning over half a century, Ozzy, the frontman of Black Sabbath, has become synonymous with Satanism and devil worship in the rock and metal realm. Let's uncover the legends behind this iconic figure. From the very outset, Black Sabbath, hailing from Birmingham, UK, plunged headfirst into controversy. Their music dripped with devilish references, horror-inspired riffs, and album covers featuring ghostly figures. This allure attracted an audience that included genuine occult enthusiasts. But here's the twist. It wasn't Ozzy who penned the lyrics recounting a devil encounter for their debut's opening track, Black Sabbath. Bassist Geezer Butler was the mastermind behind those haunting words. Geezer Butler had a fascinating history with the occult himself, but his interest waned after a spine-tingling encounter with a ghostly figure in his own bedroom. Despite this, Ozzy found himself unwittingly cast as the poster boy for rock and roll devil worship in the decades that followed. This image only grew stronger with the release of classic albums like Paranoid in 1970, etching Ozzy's name into the annals of rock history. During the infamous Satanic Panic of the 1980s, Osbourne found himself in the hot seat, giving an interview that made waves via the New York Times. But fast forward to recent times, and Ozzy's devilish image has taken a more humorous turn. In a surprising twist, the metal legend playfully claimed that his affiliation with Satan was responsible for his dodging the COVID-19 pandemic. Number 7. Slipknot. These masked heavy metal titans have been an unstoppable force in the music scene since the mid-1990s. They're known for their devilish imagery and lyrics, cover art, and stage design that can give you goosebumps. Imagine a band that not only sounds like they've just emerged from hell, but also looks the part. Slipknot, with their enigmatic masks and distinct onstage personas, have carved a unique niche in the world of music. Their blend of radio-friendly alternative metal has attracted legions of fans who can't get enough of their dark and electrifying performances. But, as with many great artists, controversy is never far behind. In 2005, during a world tour that took them to Greece, Slipknot found themselves at the center of a fiery storm. Their headline show in Athens drew the condemnation of members of the Greek Orthodox Church, who vehemently called for the concert's cancellation, branding Slipknot as promoters of devil worship. The church issued an official statement declaring that public institutions must do their duty and protect Greek citizens from any public event that promotes Satanism. But did Slipknot back down? Not a chance. Despite the uproar, the band powered through and defiantly went ahead with their performance. Number 6. Iron Maiden. Metalheads, get ready for a headbanging journey through the world of Iron Maiden, the legendary London heavy metal outfit that's been shredding stages for nearly 5 decades. With a devilish touch that stirred up both fascination and controversy, this band is an undeniable force in the world of music. Now, heavy metal has often been accused of cozying up to the devil, and Iron Maiden is no exception. These masters of the metal realm have embraced a devilish imagery that's been known to spark uproar. But before we dive into the chaos, let's rewind to the 1980s, a time of satanic panic that gripped concerned parents worldwide. Iron Maiden roared into the scene, making waves with their breakout album, The Number of the Beast, in 1982. With its commercial success came a whirlwind of accusations from worried parents who believed the band's devilish imagery was corrupting the youth. But here's the kicker. Founder and band leader Steve Harris found these accusations absolutely hilarious. He quipped, "It was so ridiculous we thought we'd do something ridiculous back." And so, Iron Maiden responded in their own distinctive fashion. They inserted a joke, satanic message on their next record, Peace of Mind, a hidden gem that can only be heard when played backward. Talk about turning the tables with a dose of humor. Fast forward to the present, and Iron Maiden's power to stir terror in the hearts of parents is as strong as ever. Case in point, headlines blaring about a Canadian school head teacher who's a devoted Iron Maiden fan. Hit that like button and let us know if you're ready for the next chapter. Number 5. The Beatles. These Liverpool rock legends took the world by storm, not just with their timeless tunes, but also with a swirl of controversy that reached astonishing heights. Back in 1966, John Lennon, one of the Fab Four, made a statement that sent shockwaves through the world. He boldly claimed that the Beatles were bigger than Jesus. This statement created an enormous rift between the band and millions of deeply offended Christians. Some fans even went to the extreme of boycotting the band and publicly burning their records. The uproar was so intense that Lennon was eventually forced to apologize. Fast forward to 2010, and it seemed that the Beatles might have finally found forgiveness from at least one denomination of Christianity. The Vatican's El Osservatore Romano newspaper made headlines by officially excusing the Beatles for anti-religious comments made by John Lennon during the band's heyday. The forgiveness extended not only to Lennon's statements, but also to any perceived satanic messages that may or may not have been lurking in songs like I Am the Walrus and Revolution No. 9. However, the controversy didn't stop there. In the age of the internet, an image circulated online depicting the Beatles holding inverted crosses. Accompanying this image was a quote claiming the musicians were openly anti-Christ. But hold on. It turns out this was nothing more than a forgery, doctored from a photo of the band proudly holding their MBE, Member of the Order of the British Empire medals. More recently, online conspiracy theories linking the Beatles to witchcraft and Satanism have emerged, often stemming from the debunked QAnon movement. Number 4. The Rolling Stones. These 60s icons not only rocked the stage, but also made headlines with their bold embrace of the devil himself. Let's dive into a story as fascinating as their music. Imagine it, the swinging 60s, a time of rebellion and artistic exploration. The Rolling Stones were at the forefront, pushing boundaries and challenging norms. But what set them apart was their active embrace of Beelzebub, the ultimate dark figure. Frontman and lyricist Mick Jagger took this fascination to a whole new level. He reportedly fell under the devil's spell after reading the satirical Soviet novel The Master and Margarita by Mikhail Bulgakov. This novel introduced a charming version of Satan wreaking havoc in a corrupt Moscow. Jagger was so captivated that he incorporated Bulgakov's version of Satan into the lyrics of their hit song Sympathy for the Devil. Now a timeless classic, the song raised eyebrows at the time, drawing criticism even from prominent Christian musicians like Carlos Santana. Santana minced no words, declaring, "I don't have no sympathy for the devil. He's for real, not Santa Claus." Some even suggest that the song is cursed, blamed for technical failures and even the tragic disaster at the Altamont Festival in 1969. But Jagger eventually shed the overt satanic imagery, leaving behind albums like Their Satanic Majesty's Request. Yet, the devil's allure persisted. Stones guitarist Keith Richards playfully embraced his links to the underworld, claiming, "I've had very close contact with Lucifer. I've met him several times." Number 3. Led Zeppelin. Discover the world of Led Zeppelin, the legendary heavy rock band that made music history. Let's uncover the secrets that have fascinated fans for decades. Led Zeppelin is more than just a band. It's a phenomenon with a devoted fan base known for scrutinizing every detail, even the symbols hidden within their iconic albums like Led Zeppelin 4. But did you know that the intense guitar sounds and frenzied vocals that defined Led Zeppelin's music actually fueled rumors of the demonic in the 1970s? Worried parents believed there was something sinister beneath the surface, something that set them apart from the radio-friendly tunes of the era. Enter the enigma of Stairway to Heaven, the band's 1971 classic. Whispers emerged that, when played backward, hidden satanic messages like "My Sweet Satan" could be heard. While these claims are myth, the intrigue didn't stop there. Guitarist Jimmy Page added a layer of mystique with his deep interest in the occult. Page's fascination was so profound that he purchased the home of Aleister Crowley, a leader of the Golden Dawn, an occult organization. Some believe this signaled Page's intent to infuse satanic utterances into the band's records. However, in a witty appearance at the Oxford Union, Page quashed those rumors, stating, "It's hard enough writing the music one way around, let alone backward." Stay tuned for more riveting stories from the extraordinary world of music. Number 2. David Bowie. From his cosmic stage presence to his esoteric songwriting, Bowie's journey through the occult is a story worth exploring. But what happened when his fascination collided with his personal struggles? Let's embark on this otherworldly adventure. David Bowie, the starman we all missed early, was no stranger to the esoteric. His fascination with mysticism, Kabbalah, and the works of Aleister Crowley wove a tapestry of intrigue within his music and artistry. As the biographer Peter Doggett notes in The Man Who Sold the World, David Bowie, and the 1970s, these influences became integral to his albums, videos, and lyrical narratives. However, Bowie's voyage into the mystical wasn't without its twists. As his interest in the occult deepened, it coincided with his growing use of cocaine, which spiraled into an obsession. During this time, an eerie paranoia took hold. Bowie became convinced that Satan himself was residing in his swimming pool. Now, that's quite the twist in the tale. Enter Angie, Bowie's first wife, who played a pivotal role in this enigmatic chapter. Bowie's paranoia led him to demand an exorcism, an attempt to cleanse his surroundings of the malevolent force he believed inhabited his pool. Strangely enough, Angie recalls an unexplainable occurrence during the ritual, an eerie bubbling in the pool and a shadow resembling a demon etched onto its bottom. A chilling tale that lingers into the realm of the unknown. There's a twist to this story. Angie confesses both she and Bowie were addicted to cocaine. Number 1. Robert Johnson. And now, the moment you've been waiting for. Our number 1 spot goes to the blues legend Robert Johnson. The tale of his life has been echoed throughout history, and his narrative blends music and myth in an enthralling way. Now let's go deeper into the story. Robert Johnson, the enigmatic blues guitarist, left behind a legacy that defies both time and explanation. His untimely death in 1938 at the tender age of 27 left us with just a handful of recordings, but those recordings have resonated through history to become some of the most influential in the world of blues. But what sets Johnson apart from other musicians accused of devil worship? Well, his story revolves around a fateful crossroads, a moment that would change his life and music forever. As the tale goes, Johnson, like many aspiring artists in Mississippi at the time, was infatuated with the blues but struggled to convey his emotions through his guitar. Suddenly, he transformed into one of the greatest guitar players around, leaving those around him awestruck. And here's where the legend takes a devilish turn. Legends say that Johnson struck a deal with the devil at a crossroads in Clarksdale, Mississippi. In exchange for his soul, he was bestowed with unparalleled musical prowess. Songs like Me and the Devil Blues, Hellhound on My Trail, and Crossroad Blues seem to speak directly to this mythic encounter. The crossroads where Johnson supposedly made this pact became a symbol of his diabolical connection, forever merging his music with the supernatural. His haunting lyrics and soulful melodies seem to echo this pact, making believers question whether his music was divinely inspired or the result of a sinister exchange. Interestingly, Johnson's limited discography only deepens the intrigue as it further perpetuates his diabolical image. His music resonates with an unmatched intensity, capturing the essence of his crossroads encounter. Robert Johnson's legacy was solidified when he was posthumously inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in its inaugural ceremony in 1986. This recognition stands as a testament to his foundational influence on the rock genre. I hope you enjoy our stories on music and the extraordinary. Thanks for joining us on this dark journey through music history. If you found these stories as fascinating as we did, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more fascinating content.